Hey, what's going guys? Me, Ft.The, here with another video for you guys for today. Today, guys, I've teamed up with the Nerd Lair as part of a collaboration-esque thing I'm doing with a bunch of YouTubers. We did something similar to what we're going to be doing today, going over some old nostalgic games from our childhood and discussing why we love them so much. Over on his channel, don't know if the video is going to be out by the time this one does, but check out his channel, link in the description down below. I highly recommend you guys go check out his content, really awesome guy. And if you guys subscribe with that bell on for his channel, you'll be able to see that video when it drops. But other than that though, guys, let's get straight into it. I'm going to go over three games that I really love from my childhood that are really older games actually, and then I'm going to leave it to the Nerd Lair to take over and tell you about his games. So let's get started. So the first game we got here, guys, is Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase for the PS1. I really do love this game so much. This is actually a game that I've covered on the channel before in a review. This game is, there's so many memories tied to this game, I can't even tell you. For one thing, this is one of the first games that I ever played personally when I first got my PS1 back, when I was 6 or 7 years old. I loved Scooby-Doo back then. I still do. Not a lot of the new stuff, to be honest, but a lot of the older movies, like from the 90s, early 2000s, really love those games. And Cyber Chase is one of my favorite movies. I would say in my top 20 movies, I would say, because I love that movie so much. And the game really did it justice, I feel. There's a couple of issues and whatnot that I did talk about in the review video, but the game holds so much nostalgia and so many good memories for me. I was so trash at the game back then. I still kind of am now, but I'm way better at it. I actually got to the 4th level without failing on the 3rd level, which penguins, they suck in this game. But I really love Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. Really classic game. For what it is, it really does do the game, or the movie, somewhat justice. So, really love this game, and it's one of the first I ever played, so I just love it so much. Now, the next game we have here isn't one that I grew up with ever since I was a little kid, but this is a game that I've been playing for a long time, and it is James Bond From Russia with Love on the PlayStation 2. And what I really love about this game is it's not only the best James Bond game I've ever played. Sorry, Patrick, if you're watching this. But I love this game so much. It's one of my favorite PS2 games. It has all the action of a James Bond movie. It takes all the adaptations of a classic video game that what it should be for James Bond, takes the movie that it's based off of, and just throws out so many different story points and adds in so much originality instead of copying and pasting it from the movie, that it just makes it so awesome. It's such an original game, especially for all you James Bond fans out there. I think it's a really good play. I highly recommend you guys get it. Really great visuals for the PS2. Really great smooth gameplay. The car's a little slippery at times, but it's still a really good game. And overall, it's just a really amazing experience. So if you guys are in, if you guys ever come across it, highly recommend you guys go check it out. But I really do love this game. And if you guys have been on the channel, you guys will see this one coming a mile away. It's what my outro is based off on. The one, the only, the original Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1. Love this game so much. I love the Crash Bandicoot series, one of my favorite series of all time. As I've mentioned before, Crash 1 is the early... You can definitely tell it's the first game in the series due to the more weighty controls, the style of the game, the graphics and whatnot. You can definitely tell that it's the earliest game in the series, but it was such a classic game that it spawned a whole bunch of games, including the original classic trilogy. I still prefer Warped overall, and Crash 2 is good as well, but I love Crash 1. I grew up with this game. It was one of the first games, aside from Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, that I personally played on the PlayStation, which was an amazing thing for me back then. I still really sucked at the game back then. I raged so many times. I still rage on it nowadays, but I'm way better at it now that I'm older and I have way more experience with gaming. But I just really love Crash Bandicoot. So nostalgic for this game, and I figured I'd have to save the best for last for this list. And now, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my list. Now, let us go over to the Nerd Lair and see what his top picks were for his nostalgic games and why he loves the games that he chose. Take it away, man.
What's up, guys? Sean from the Nerd Lair here. Thanks for tuning into this video, and thanks for having me on the channel, Ft.The. I'm going to tell you guys some of my favorite nostalgic games that are still my favorite games even to this day. Even though I don't play them anymore, they're still ingrained in my memories, and good times are associated with them. So let's get started. So the first game I'm going to have to put on this list is Phantasy Star Online, specifically the one for the Dreamcast, though I don't own it right now. If we're going for gameplay, I'm going to go with the Dreamcast version. If we're going for functionality, I'm going to go with the Xbox version because it had voice chat, and that just made the game even cooler in my opinion. So the reason why this is one of my favorite games of all time is because, one, I have good memories with my younger brother playing this game. We just were so enthralled by the mysteries of the online cyberspace kind of games. And this was really the first online console game him or I ever got to play. So the cool thing was that you were online, you were plugged into the interweb, the cyberspace, with other people that you could interact with, and they could go on adventures with you. And to me and my brother, that was the coolest thing in the world. You got to pick your class, your weapon type, there was magic, you could craft items, get gear, there was little, I can't remember what they're called at this point in time, they were like little robots that could, like little vanity pets that could help you attack stuff. Yeah, it was just great, good times all around. It's just a classic in my mind, so that's why I love it. The next game on my list is Wild Arms 2 on the PlayStation 1. And the reason why I love this game so much is mainly because of the overall genre of this game. It's a mixture between Western fantasy and sci-fi. It's a really cool combination. And it was packed full of anime cutscenes and just great battling and turn-based RPGs. Like, to me, just a classic RPG on the PlayStation 1. The music was so ingrained in my mind. It was like this really cool fantasy westerny. It almost felt like Firefly, if you've ever seen that TV show. It was so interesting and different from anything that I played at the time. And it came out in the year 2000, I believe. And yeah, it's just always stuck in my brain as like this awesome Western sci-fi fantasy with magic and guns and swords. And if you ever get a chance, pick it up. It's one of the cheaper Wild Arm games in the series. I think the other Wild Arms game that is my favorite is Wild Arms 3. That's on the PlayStation 2. So if you can pick those two up and try them out, I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed. So yeah, Wild Arms 2, one of my all-time favorite games. So my last game on the list is Dot Hack Infection on the PlayStation 2. This game holds so many good memories for me. With one of my buddies, we were obsessed with the Dot Hack Sign anime that came out before the game was released, which is originally how I got into the Dot Hack games. And it's about an online MMORPG where some people have been experiencing weird things, and as a result they go into a coma. People aren't sure what the hell is going on, and the main character is playing the game, trying to figure out what is happening to people. And the cool thing about the Dot Hack, the first 4 games on the PlayStation 2, they all came with a special DVD called Dot Hack Liminality that takes place simultaneously with the game. So you're getting basically 2 stories in one, and it was just so interesting because I was always into online games, partying up with your friends, going into a dungeon, fighting monsters, getting loot. Overall, this game was one of my favorites because, one, I love MMOs. The story of this game is so ominous and mysterious, and you have to play all 4 games to truly get the experience. The pacing's a little weird, which is why a lot of people prefer the GU series over this one. These games didn't age very well. They were early 2000s PS2 RPGs, so at the time they were really cool, but now that I go back and play them, they're a little bit difficult to play because they're kind of dated. The music for this game is amazing. It's a big part of why I still remember it so fondly. I had the soundtrack to this, I had the animes, I had the mangas. The Dot Hack series has branched out so far since this first game in Dot Hack Sign, the anime, came out back in the day, and I think a lot of people forget that these first 4 were a thing. It even says on the back, "You thought EverQuest was addictive? I was like, yeah, I played EverQuest as well. So anyway, Dot Hack Infection on the PlayStation 2 is one of my all-time favorite games. So thank you guys for watching this. Go give the boss a like on this video and his other videos. Go give him a sub. Go check out my video. Link will be down in the description below. Thanks for having me on your channel, DeBoss. It was really cool. I love doing stuff like this, and I hope to do more stuff with you in the future.
That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this collab. I really love doing this. I genuinely had so much fun with this. I love collaborating with other YouTubers, and Nerd Lair, man, you are awesome, man. Keep up doing what you're doing. Hope to work with you further in the future, man, because this was a really amazing video to do. Revisiting old nostalgia games and working with a really cool YouTuber. Really great combination. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this collab video. Once again, big thanks to the Nerd Lair for being on the channel once again. If you guys want to go check out his content and see that video that we did together, similar to this, where I have a completely different list, and he has his own list and whatnot, you guys can go check that out by checking out his channel, like in the description, of course. So I recommend you guys go do that and give him some support. But yeah, guys, other than that, hopefully you did enjoy the video. Give it a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new with that bell notification on to catch my future videos and live streams and all that smooth jazz. And comment down below what you guys thought of today's collab and if we should do another one. And if so, what should we do it on? Just let me know your thoughts down below. So with that in mind, guys, thank you again for watching. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, bosses. And stay awesome.